He's never been to Miami, so I want you guys to give him a big welcome, Shiro Nakamura. Come on, Miami doesn't do it this little. Come on. Okay, that's how we do it here. This is his first time, so there is a time in your life that you've got to break the bond. And this is his first trip to Miami. He's not been on Ocean Drive yet. He's going there tomorrow. Not yet. He's only seen Wynwood, but is Wynwood not the coolest place in the world? Okay, so I would like to introduce you to two very important people. And obviously, we have Grand Seiko, who has worked effortlessly with Nissan to produce this one-off, very exclusive watch. So you guys can get to see it if you want to. And then we have Mr. Shiro Nakamura. So we're gonna do a little Q&A. And this, he's wearing an old classic one. Perfect. So I'd like to, before I go further, I'd like to introduce you, Grand Seiko. Please do my honor.
Thank you. Takumi, the Takumi team. It's the same thing for Grand Seiko. Our studio where we make our Grand Seiko watches in central Japan is called the Shinshu Takumi Studio. So you have, as an example for this watch, just a very few craftsmen who are actually capable of assembling by hand this little micro motor. And it's really impressive to see the skill, and at the end of the day, what you're talking about is the highest performance available in any mechanical wristwatch that's on the market. So just like you're seeing with the GTR, the highest precision built for the best performance and done by hand by real craftsmen. Right, so this is a little introduction to Grand Seiko. We invite you, of course, to come look at our brand and see some of the really cool models we brought out. And of course, our limited edition of only 200 pieces in collaboration with the 50th anniversary of Nissan GTR. We came out with a very special hybrid ceramic and titanium case construction with the highest precision self-winding mechanical movement on the market. So we encourage you to check it out. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to pass the mic.
You heard? Come on, give them a big hand of applause. Okay, so if you don't have one, they have a store at Design District.
Just that way.
Just that way. And you can go in there, and you need to own a GTR. So if you don't have a GTR, you gotta go buy yourself a car. Then you buy yourself a watch.
And you buy the watch.
If you don't have a watch without the car, then I can't help you. Okay, so before I go any further, I would like to give a welcome speech from the man himself, so he can talk about you guys being here. And he flew a long way from Japan to California and from California to Miami, and he's doing this because you guys are his family. Okay, he loves the fact that you are actually driving in one of his designs. He designed the R35.
Yeah.
So good evening, everyone. Hello, thank you for inviting me. Such an exciting event. I didn't know anything about what kind of event, but I think it. Also, I said this is the first time to be in Miami, and I was in Florida. It's 40 years ago, Daytona Beach. That's the last time I was in Florida, and this is amazing city. Yeah, it's Wynwood. Yeah, I have no idea around here, so it's an amazing and fascinating place. And coming back to GTR, by the way, thank you everyone for having GTR and showing such a great GTRs from 32 to 3, 4, 5. It's great cars. I'm overwhelmed by your energy and passion. Miami energy and passion, right? It's great. I think I really enjoy this event. And to me, may I continue to talk? Yeah.
This is your house. Casa to casa.
As he said, I designed only R35 because R34 is just before I joined the company already designed. But there is not GTR, like a GTB over there, 1964. That was when I was a kid. I think 14 years old, I look at the car racing. The first time we saw that it's a Prince Skyline GTB, but that is really beginning of GTR. We don't call it a GTR, but it's the same spirit. I think super powerful car in, I should say, if we talk about the design, GTR is a very special supercar in the world. You know why? You know why? Yeah. 4-seater and a very boxy sports car. It's nothing in the world. And when I started the design R35, objective is only one. Doesn't look like any other supercar in the world. Unique only in the world. So I wanted a car. This is representing Nissan and also the Japanese design, like you said, the craftsman, everything. It's a, you know, it's a kind of a, I wanted to show. And it's okay. Hurry. Yeah, I think to me it's I've designed more than 100 cars when I was in Nissan, but this car is very, very special. Nothing other cars. It's I dedicated my energy and passion into this car. So actually I left the company 2 years ago, but still I feel GTR is my baby. Yeah, and I can talk about anything more, just introduction of me. And again, thank you very much for showing such a great cars and giving me such an inspiration of your energy. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, you heard it from the man himself, so give him a big round of applause. Come on, Miami. You guys are sleeping. Okay. So we have a little Q&A. Because I know a lot of you guys want to talk to him. You can talk to him because he's very friendly. He'll walk around. You can show him your car. He's very happy to talk cars. We spent the whole evening yesterday talking about cars to the point that my wife was dreaming about cars. And she got home, she goes, GTR in her sleep. And I said, oh my God, this is it. If she said it in Japanese, I would have run out of the house. But she didn't do that, so I stayed in the house. So we have a little, and this is also for you. So we're gonna basically, I know you guys all wanna ask him questions, and he's leaving tomorrow, so he's come specifically for you guys. And this is a very special moment because no matter how disconnected we are with the world, we're connected by one thing. And here at Supercar Rooms, we're connected by a passion for automobiles. I nearly have tears in my eyes because I'm so passionate about this. For him to be here today, it's a great honor that you actually accepted my invitation, came here, and I really, really thank you. Okay, we gotta continue the party real quick. But if I don't do this, I cannot go home. And I don't want to sleep in a GTR tonight, no matter how nice the GTR is, okay? I need to sleep in a home. So, you all know the wife is the boss. She spent her time getting this piece of paper written out, which are questions, which I'm gonna ask, obviously, two guests here. So, what was the inspiration for the GTR program?
I already talked briefly because GTR once, Nissan stopped R34. And when I joined the Nissan, it's still GTR project was not started. Just nothing, no plan. Yeah, and then maybe 2 years after 2001, we just started the program. And the 2001 at the Tokyo Motor Show, we showed the GTR concept. You know that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys met up. It was in Gran Turismo. Great. Join in, guys.
Yeah.
I want to hear your voices. Come on. That car was in Gran Turismo 4. It was the cover car.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Come on, join in, guys. This is about on time. topic. This is about talking.
That's 2001 concept is just a message. We will bring back GTR again. That is the first message. Right? And then we spent almost four years. In 2005, we brought the GTR prototype. Remember that? GTR prototype. It's just a little bit different. And that is already we ready to for the production. And it took 4 years. And you know the guy called the chief engineer. Yeah, very crazy.
Crazy guy.
Crazy guy. He has no compromise.
Compromise?
No compromise. Yeah, I have no compromise for design. But I think we two worked so nicely. And to be honest, like a company is a big company. But this GTR, we made it very, very small team. And Mizuno, chief engineer, and myself, with the lead, everything. So we eliminated all the executive hours. I was executive. Yeah, because we want to make it, this is not just normal Nissan car. This is a symbol of Nissan, a symbol of Japanese technology. So that's why we treated specifically direct managed by Kawasaki. It's a difficult situation today, but only 3%. That's why GTR is a special car. Yeah, 3%.
No accountants.
No accountants.
That's what we like.
Actually, we don't care about the cost.
Cost was not a problem.
No, we are not looking for the profit at the beginning.
Okay.
Make best, no compromise car. That is only the objective. Not inspiration, that's the objective. And design-wise, as I said, the inspiration comes from the GTP and all 3 cars. These, you can see the GTR kind of DNA, right?
Correct.
Yeah. There is not such a car exists in Japan. Either 1, 2, 3, or 5 generation still looks the GTR.
Correct. Are you
Right?
agree?
Yeah. Feel like a really, the brother or the grandfather, the children, in the face. And not face, overall face, the appearance has a clearly, I call DNA. So how do you bring that all your ancestors to
This car.
yeah? That has to be very unique and modern. That is the objective. And of course, the guy, there is the one called Gundam 1. Gundam is seriously inspiration. Yeah, the Gundam, maybe. Yeah, Gundam. Yeah, it's a cool looking robot. Why not?
Made it a rubber.
Yeah. But of course, looking better than Gundam. Of course, has to be. It's because automotive, more sexier than Gundam. So I think it's a very unique position. GTR in the world. So that's why I think it's all GTR still, I don't know, 50 years. Looks not same, it looks modern. It doesn't look old. No, never days. Yeah, timeless. Timeless is very, you can love it for another 100 years if you're alive. Yeah? So maybe your children. Yeah, you're rabbit. So I don't want to make it's following the trend. I don't care about any trend. Just make a timeless, exciting, unique car. That is the inspiration or objective of when I designed the GTR.
Thank you.
You heard, it's pure, no accountants, no one to answer to, 3 people.
No BS.
The best, only the best. Okay, this question is for you, Jackie. As a brand curator of Grand Seiko, how were you inspired to do this collaboration with this Nissan GTR watch?
Well, I think that the team in Shiro, we make our Grand Seiko watches, and of course some of our team in Tokyo. You know, they really looked at what is the GTR all about? What is the pinnacle of the GTR? And with this 50th anniversary coming up, we wanted to do kind of the same thing. We wanted to take the pinnacle from our Takumi studio and kind of take that influence and bring it into more or less our own, but still having DNA from the GTR. And I think that the inspiration, I mean, for me as a person, when I talk about the GTR, is realistically you have, again, the highest performance in terms of watch mechanics. Exactly, which reflects exactly to the car, and you get that hand craftsmanship that you can't really buy at twice the price from other companies. So this is something that I think is really the inspiration behind both brands kind of coming together, let's say, at once.
Round of applause, you heard that from the watch? So it's the same concept, it's the same brand, it's the same approach.
They share the same philosophy.
The same. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna go through this real quick because we gotta get drinking. You can hit the bar. The bar is open. Go get drunk. Leave me your keys, and I'll take your cars home. Okay.
I thought you meant we need to get drunk.
Oh, we need to get drunk. Okay, right now I'm just gonna fast forward to number 3. So she's gonna be mad at me, but we need to get you guys going. So this is a question for you, Mr. Shiro Nakamura. What are your thoughts on future? What are your thoughts on the future, and in particular, autonomous vehicles and self-driven vehicles? Do you think Nissan GTR should adopt that?
This is a very popular question to designers. My personal opinion, no change. No change. I mean, yeah, I know that there is some companies testing autonomous drive, right? Yeah, I think it's coming. Even in one of the Nissan car has already level 2. Yeah. And it's you can turn off. Autonomous drive is you are not forced to drive it. Only you are tired. Only you drive. You want to drive. You can do it. But I think the GTR design of GTR or sports car will not change. That's I have 100% confidence. Sports car should be sports car. I know, like horse riding, celebrate. It's not changing, right?
Doesn't change.
Yeah, you are riding celebrate.
Right.
Right.
So you heard it. No autonomous GTRs. So
I cannot say no autonomous. Even they introduced the autonomous design.
or turn it off.
Yeah, you can turn it off. You should not.
Turn it off.
Okay, fantastic. So this is for JK. Where do you see the traditional design watches versus the modern digital functional watches? All the Apple watches and Samsung, make your breakfast. My kids are like, Dad, you're an old antique. Get with the time. I'm like, I'm not gonna get with the time. It's like everything I own. I walk, I see time. It's incredible. So tell us about where do you see traditional design watches versus modern digital functional watches?
It's interesting because we were actually at dinner having a conversation about this, right? It's the mechanics of a wristwatch have been around for the most part, let's say the last 200 years, right? Traditional mechanical watches haven't changed much in a couple hundred years. There's some modern manufacturing techniques, but the element is still the same. And that's kind of the beauty of it, right? And it's much like the question you just asked, Mr. It's like a self-driving car, right? You have this thing for function. If you feel tired, you let the car drive itself. That's, you know, you have maybe a smartwatch or an electronic watch for that kind of thing, like you can make a phone call on it or something like that. But the traditional watch isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and you can do the traditional watch in so many different ways. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So I think there's room for both in the world, but at the end of the day, if you want a nice luxury watch that's self-winding, that's meant to be handed down to your kid and then to their kid, that's never going to go. So that's my answer.
Okay, you heard. Come on, a hand of applause. No, there's room for everything. Electronic or traditional watches. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you have any questions, obviously, to ask, please feel free to put your hand up. And if you want the mic, you have a great voice, you don't need the mic, come on.
Did you leave anything out? That you didn't have enough time to include in the car?
Did you leave anything out from that design, the R35, that you didn't?
No, I think it's a particularly, we did twice tire change in 2017 and 20 is almost there. I think I have done almost everything I wanted.
He said no compromise. You remember he said there was no compromise. He didn't try to do what the accountants wanted. He did what he wanted. And you're driving what he wanted, not what the accountants wanted.
I think that Nissan is making some profit, I hope.
Nissan is making money now. Okay. Anybody else, any questions? Okay.
So, in the next generation of GTR, is there anything we can look forward to? Maybe something that we're carrying over from the R35, or is it going to be a complete blank sheet of paper? Is it going to be a brand new car?
Unfortunately, I have left Nissan already 2 years ago. I cannot answer anything about it. Sorry. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know anything about my successor is doing. I try to not, because everyone asking, so that I don't want to know anything. I'm waiting, maybe same as you.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't tell you. But you can ask me, and I can tell you when I'm drunk.
I guess we'll just have to wait for that. One more drink.
Okay.
All right, get him a yes.
Any more
Get him a
questions?
drink out.
One more.
Yeah.
How do you feel about electric GTR?
Oh, we spoke about that. Electric GTR. Were you here when we talked about autonomous vehicles?
No.
Electric.
You can have autonomous without being electric.
Okay. How do you feel about electric GTRs?
I think it's there is a two electric, right? It's a pure electric and electric assisted, like Honda NSX, for example, or Ferrari. And I will not disagree having electric assist, like hybrid. Why not? As long as you can hear nice sound, nice response, quick, why not? Technology, spring drive, right?
Spring drive.
Spring drive is not mechanical.
No, it makes no noise.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's very
new technology. But still not losing the character of the spirit of GTR. But I don't know what they are doing. Again, I have nothing. I don't know anything about what they are doing right now.
Paul Saki from Mr. Shiro. He'll tell you. Okay. Any more questions? Oh, by the way, come up stage. I want to introduce you, Jeremy, and bring your son over. I want to meet an incredible gentleman and his son, because he left this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he came all the way from Gainesville. He actually owns the GTB over there. So please take a seat. Give him a hand of applause because he brought the car. No,
So Wes's question was, what advice do you have for future car designers?
Yeah, but
Future car designers, advice guidance.
so you want to be a car designer? Yeah, I think it's passion of car. That's most important. Passion. better look at any nice car as much as possible. The more you see, the more you can defend it.
More car shows for you. Yeah, you're down to play.
I know you are busy.
Thank you very much. And any questions on the watch? Because I am not a watch guru, and if you don't ask JK, I will not be able to tell you. Just so you know, there are only 5 pieces of this very exclusive watch coming to Florida, correct? You want to talk about that a little bit, and also about the precision?
You had a question, bro? Yeah. So is it true it only loses 1 second about every 6 years?
So with mechanical watches, right? Keep in mind this mechanical watch. Like the best watches typically on the market today are within 4 to 6 seconds per day. Is like the highest accuracy that you'll get from.
Easier this way. You're not
So, the highest precision that you're typically going to find outside of, quartz watches, battery-powered watches, is going to be within several seconds a day, let's say, right? Spring Drive is a mechanical watch that we're featuring in this GTR limited edition. Is Spring Drive caliber. It's our own, it's Grand Seiko's exclusive motor, right? No one else has anything like it in the world. It is accurate within less than half a second a day or less than 10 seconds per month. We do make watches that are battery powered that are anywhere from 10 to 5 seconds deviation per year. So depending on the type of motor you're looking at, we make all sorts of different precision levels. But it's all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? It's all about what you need, what you want. So, but yeah, great question. Thank you.
I got a question.
Yes.
Is Seiko planning on doing an affordable tourbillon at any point in time?
No, I didn't. Affordable tourbillons, I guess, kind of exist, but they're not really good.
$100,000. It's like, come on, man! I got $3,000 to spend for something.
Yeah, in reality, I mean, the tourbillon isn't practical, right? A tourbillon is a little mechanism that spins around the pendulum in there, right? And they were relevant for a pocket watch, but they're not relevant in a wristwatch because you're constantly moving the watch around.
Yeah, no, it's for
defeating its
show. It's
function.
to say, look how fancy I am.
It's all about art, though. That's the thing. Is like you're putting a ton of little tiny components into a very small concentrated area. It's art, and that's why it costs so much money. So, do we intend on creating a tourbillon that's a reasonable price point and an affordable, let's say, price point? Most likely not. The only ones that we're making right now are in 6 figures.
Yeah.
So, most likely not.
Thank you so much. And also, I'd like to introduce you. Obviously, you know who this guy is because you guys are all from the club. One who's made this happen, and one wants to dedicate a little gift to.
All right. First of all, as one of the biggest clubs in the U.S. for GTR, we have over 150 members. As you can see, we have them all, every color, every mod that you can see. We want to gift you one of our club shirts, so you can represent for us in Japan. All right.
South Florida.
South Florida squad, yeah, the GTR squad.
Come on, get back!
I want to thank you for taking the time of signing all the cards and everybody that asked me to sign their cards and their shirts. Yeah. All right, and we'll keep the GTR legacy alive.
Yeah.
And really quickly, so you know, this is my playground, and I am the boss here. No, I'm only kidding. So, we always, at Supercar Room, do not do events without revving our engines. So, it's important. We see, we feel, we hear, and we tremble. Is that correct, guys? Yeah! I can't hear you. Yeah! We got to see, we got to feel, we got to smell, and we got to tremble. Come on, can I?
Thank you.